I have been playing Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, but really they should call this the game that steals my time because it just came out and I'm already over 50 hours played and I'm not even halfway done. It is insane how much content is just jam-packed into this game, but it's designed in such a good way that nothing feels daunting or overwhelming. If you guys know me, I'm usually not a fan of RPG games, but this game is the exception because it does a fantastic job of removing all the things that make these type of games tedious and boring, and it amplifies what makes them fun. When the game starts, you're sent back 1,000 years into the past, into the kingdom of Mysteria, and you have to pay off a debt because you destroyed some lady's house. And this is where you're introduced to the life system. There's 14 different classes in this game called lives, and they're things like fishing, farming, mining, and you could pick any of them to start, but you're eventually gonna wanna do all of them. And if you don't like RPGs, you might be thinking that's pretty overwhelming and it's gonna be so annoying having to constantly switch to menus and switch lives, but they made it so seamless in this game. To switch a life, all you have to do is interact with an activity associated with that life, and it happens automatically. If you see a fish, walk over there and boom, you're now in your fishing life. Want to fight an enemy? Pull out your sword and bam, you're in the mercenary life. Chop a tree? Boom, you're a woodcutter now. It's as simple as that. There is no annoying menuing or anything that interrupts the flow of the game. And all these lives are interconnected really well, which gives it a more natural incentive to want to do them all. The game never forces you into a certain life to progress the story, but let's say for example you decide you want to become a fisher like I like to do in these type of games. Well, you're probably going to want to cook the fish that you catch, so then you're going to want to start your cooking life. But you'll have to gather other ingredients from the forest, so then you might start the woodcutting life. But the forest has enemies, so you're going to want to start a combat life, but then you're going to need weapons, so you might want to start blacksmithing, or maybe alchemy so you can make healing potions. Every life complements each other really well, and because there's no point where the game forces you to change lives to advance the story, you can ease into it all at your own pace, which makes the experience so much more enjoyable. And that's just the main story, which is only a fraction of what this game has to offer. There's also this huge open world area called Ginormosia, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. If it's wrong, please let me know down in the comments below. But this area definitely takes heavy inspiration from games like Breath of the Wild. You can explore, there's shrines which offer bite-sized challenges, towers that open up more of the map. There's these little NPC villages, which is really cute because these are normally enemies in the game, but you know, here in the village, I'm out here doing favors for them. This is also one of the main areas where you're going to find other characters to invite to live back on your island or to join your party while you go questing. And I won't spoil how that system all works because it is absolutely ridiculous, and I will not deprive you of the experience of discovering it for yourself. And once again, this open world area complements the main game pretty well because as you're exploring, you're going to be leveling up your different lives. You can also travel between these worlds using this door, which kind of doubles as a fast travel option. Like I was working on some challenges the other day and I had to farm this big ass rock, and since it's a boss, it respawns every 5 minutes. In a lot of other RPG games, you would have to just kind of wait it out because this is located in a cave, so I don't want to have to like run back and forth 100 times. But in Fantasy Life, I could just jump in the door to the open world, go explore, have some fun, and then jump right back to the exact location that I left from so I can break the boss rock once again. It all just works really, really well. Then you get to the part of the game where you're on that same island that you started, but this time you're in present time, 1,000 years into the future, and the island is now completely destroyed. As you progress through the story, you'll start to learn about what happened to the island. That's sort of the game's plot. But as you do all of that, you actually get to rebuild this island from the ground up and decorate it. You can also invite NPCs to come live on the island with you. It's very much inspired by games like Animal Crossing New Horizons. And this game does take inspiration from a lot of different games so far, but I like that they actually improve on these ideas rather than just copying them. Like for example, terraforming in Animal Crossing looks like this. And in Fantasy Life, it looks more like this, so you tell me which one looks more fun. Decorating the island is also much more enjoyable as well, as things don't take 100 hours like in Animal Crossing, so you're really encouraged to just go ahead and try things and be creative. If you don't like the setup, you can just undo it, and it doesn't require you to go into your system settings and change the clock to undo a mistake. And this part of the game ties into the main game as well because you can make a farm on your island which helps you level up your farming life. And as you progress through the story, you'll unlock more tools that will allow you to terraform the island, or you'll find new recipes for furniture items to build and decorate with. You also get this treasure grove here, which is like a randomly generated dungeon where you progress through different levels leading up to a final one, which has some kind of a big boss. And this is yet another type of gameplay that Fantasy Life offers. And some of these do get pretty difficult, which is why I love that this game also has multiplayer. And this is kind of a hot take because some people are very disappointed that you cannot do like co-op campaign or progress the story while playing multiplayer. But the thing is, I'm an Animal Crossing player, so I'm used to not being able to do literally anything in multiplayer. So the fact that I can play online with my friends and explore the open world together, or do these more difficult treasure groves, or even just hang out in the main world or my home island and level up our lives together is really awesome. It's a very laid back and casual vibe as well. XP and items are shared between players, so if I'm over here fishing and my friend is over there fighting a creature, we're both going to be leveling up our fishing and fighting lives and getting all the items. So you can divide and conquer, or you can work together on bigger enemies. And since everything is shared, there's not going to be like one guy who's over leveled hogging all the resources. If you don't have friends to play with, you can easily search online for specifically what you're looking for, whether that's leveling up a specific life or just hanging out in Ginormosia. There's also these cute little stickers and quick chat options, which for this game is more than enough to communicate and coordinate with players, so you don't gotta go looking for Discord servers or Reddit communities, though there are plenty of those if that's how you prefer to do things. But I have had no issues getting these things done with randoms simply by using the in-game communication features. This game has pretty much taken over my life. I am streaming it every day here on YouTube and Twitch. I'm thinking about it while I'm work. I absolutely love this game, and I hope that if you were on the fence about getting it, or maybe this is your first time seeing it if you're a regular viewer of my channel, this video convinced you to give it a shot. And if it did, or if you have any other thoughts, let me know down in the comments below. I might even be live while you're watching this video, so if I am, feel free to pop into the stream and say hi, maybe join us for some multiplayer if we're doing that, or feel free to ask me any questions you might have. I'm gonna wrap up this video now so I can get back to playing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, stay epic, gamers.